Okay, here we are with part 18 of Blastoise by LEGO Pokemon. This is set number 72153. Contains 6,838 pieces. Retails for a whopping $649.99. Set was provided by the LEGO Group for review. Thank you, LEGO. And yeah, well, it's looking more like Blastoise's every installment. So this is essentially what we've done here. We're still at a 7 right now. The instructions are kind of hard to follow, so be careful, especially with this. So I made a few mistakes with that. And we got part of the shell. Well, it's your lucky day today, because we're going to finish this half up here. And, well, we're going to have to do something about that hole there. It looks like a turtle with no head. And, yeah, so I already got everything keyed up here. I got the last two bags right here, which is 47 or 48 and 49. We're going to do these respectively. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up tonight. This is a bedside build, so it's the 19th of May 2026. But before we begin, these videos are not to be considered as professional product reviews, how-tos, or tutorials. These are merely my notes, but I will try to cover everything in the set as much as I humanly possibly can, but I can't make any guarantees. In addition, all the commentary is mine and mine alone. LEGO does not pay me to say anything. Everything just comes from my mind. And lastly, these are just for fun. You know, this is just a hobby of mine. This is not a paid job or anything like that. I just do this just to get away from that thing across the room called a computer. Okay. So the only thing I'm around, I got a tablet here with a stopwatch, and then I got all this stuff. But my main focus is building that. Okay, well, let's begin with 48. Let's go. So I'm going to wrap this one up today. I got some sets coming in tomorrow, and I'm hoping to get at least this guy done here. And maybe start on the last section. I'd like to get this one done by the end of the month, if possible. So my goal is just to kind of get it done. So just got done watching the most boring romance movie I can think of. And how bad was it? My girlfriend picked it out, and even she was kind of bored. It was her night, so I could not disagree, and let's just say I kind of maybe took a 15-minute nap, or was in and out of consciousness the whole time. Had my phone in there, but I wasn't going to be rude and play a cartoon while I was watching that, so I thought, okay, well, I'm just going to deal with it now, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah. So it looks like we're working on the other part of the shell, which is going to be a mirror of what we just did. But yeah, I got done with that. So now it is time for a mind cleanser. Get this guy filmed. And then I am going to watch something with a little more action. I got an anime keyed up right now that I'm going to watch. And which is, I think, the High School of the Dead. They got a little more action in there. So hopefully that'll keep me awake a little longer after I get done with this. And then I'm going to head to bed. So I got some work chores I got to deal with tomorrow, which I really don't want to do, but I got to do them. I haven't even filmed any tutorials. Yeah, so one of these is in a bag. The other one is just kind of floating in the big bag. I don't know what LEGO does sometimes with packing these things. I have no clue. And I may not be making a whole lot of sense because it's that time at night, and, you know, I'm not filming this in the daytime like I normally do. But, yeah, it's not a bad set. It's just involved, and you can mess up pretty easily. If you've watched my build installments, just watch the videos all the way through, because yeah, I do make mistakes in these. It's not like I do it on purpose. But I managed to make my girlfriend happy and watch the romance stuff. I said, next time it's my turn. You know what I'm going to be watching? Either a good slasher movie or cartoons. And she's not looking forward to that. And I'm thinking, well, we already had romance hour. Now we're going to be doing my hour. I'm going to find something that's extra action packed with lots of thriller, and I don't care if it's an anime or if it's a classic horror film. I just want to watch something that's going to keep me awake, not put me to sleep. but she was like, oh, this movie's not as good as I thought, and I just thought, no, I can't get into romance stuff all that much. So I thought, well, no, I just can't. I gotta have my action-packed thrillers. But anyways, though, I survived, and I'm here. So, be careful, you got parts that roll around in here. I haven't edited any parts yet on this, so I'm hoping to get this done. I am just severely behind on everything else, because right now my goal is to try to get as many reviews done as I can. Well, a review. I still got 2 more sets after this. I've got the stuff that LEGO's been sending me. I am doing that stuff early, just to keep up on everything, because I don't want to get too behind. So the best thing to do is just to... my luck, I forgot those. But I'm just trying to keep on top of the stuff that hasn't been released, and then the stuff that I need to get done, we'll get it done. But right now, I'm not too worried about it, because I got this thing in the way, and yeah, I could use these pieces here for terrain. But right now, I'm not parting anything out. So you are in luck. And yeah, so remember the last time I made a mistake here. Well, let's hope I don't do it again. So I'm going to make sure I do this one correctly. Yeah, so I've been just busy with stuff. I got a couple of tutorials that I really want to get into. I may be late on tutorials for memberships. I'm going to try not to, because that's kind of just bad, especially for you guys who are contributing. I have to give you something. I've had some that contribute just because they like the channel and they like the stuff. They know they're going to get something. So I try to at least give you at least something to take home or to watch early. And if you're on Patreon, I got a bunch of backlogs I got to put on there eventually. Unless somebody spoils it, which usually it doesn't happen. But, yeah. My mind is still in vacation mode. Now I got to get back into work mode, which is kind of yucky. I got another DVD from a coworker that I'm going to kind of take a look at. It's more like a slice of life type thing. I'm going to give it a whirl. Yeah, so it's just something to watch. You know, who wants to watch somebody in a suit and tie talk about things? That's not fun. I want to watch something that's going to keep me entertained, not put me to sleep. That's what romance is for. Although I am going to give it a stab in the. I am going to just take a stab at a romance anime and see how they are as a dude. Could I stay awake through one and watch it? This time I remember to put that piece there. But I'm going to try it and see. And I'm going to see if I can survive through. I should. I mean, if I could survive a meeting at work, I'm sure that would be fine. I know there's probably somebody that's going to be like, Jay, I got tons of them. You know, as long as it's got some action and I don't care. Or if it's a comedy romance, I wouldn't care either. As long as I get a good laugh out of it. Not too bad. And yeah, I will be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, I've been just trying to... I got an idea for a new vehicle. It was inspired off of one of my other designs. I thought, okay, I'm going to just redo it. And because the parts I used in it are just kind of... they're getting more difficult to obtain now. I thought, well, I should be able to come up with something. Well, yeah, I did all right. It's called Just come up with a better design that doesn't require special pieces too much. And these parts I have so much in common now, it's not even funny, so it should be pretty easy to put together. And that's the thing, though, about my tutorials, my building guides. It's stuff that I have built in person. It's something that I did not use AI to generate or anything like that. Every one of my guides or ideas is stuff that I just come up with in my mind. I just think of something up or see it in the real world. I'm thinking, but that's going to look good. And, well, get to building. You know, just like this. I'm sure somebody had tinkered with this a long time, a set designer, and put it together. And this is more or less like someone's mock. You know, even my stuff that gets big will fall apart. I'd say that this set here is more mock quality than anything. So you're not going to get some cheapo build. You're getting a mock here. Yeah, bad heartburn from that Mexican food today, so I'm trying to fight that off. Yeah, well, that's just how it is. But hey, I got 2 more days left. I got Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm off. And that's it. See, I only work 4 days out of the week. But the problem is I work 10 plus hours a day, so it's not like I can just take a breather, you know. So it's like, oh, you work a lot. Yeah, I have to. But hey, as long as I have a job, that's all that matters. And you know, I wanted to retire in 10 years, but I doubt it's going to happen. Probably have to work until I'm in the grave, but maybe one day I'll get to be really big and popular on YouTube and just do this stuff full time and just bring out daily tutorials and big house builds every week and just have so much time. And I always get that, Jay, you got to make more of the bigger models. I just wish I could. The donations help, but not enough to where I can take off like a month or two and just go ham and just... Oh, and yeah, I'm gonna on the main channel. I've decided I'm gonna when I do build updates for my newer mocks and stuff. If I'm building a house or something like that, it'll just be exclusives to that point. So I thought about what am I going to do with that? Well, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, now we got to make the bracket here that attaches this to that over there. Now I know what we're doing now, so it's not too bad. And I need to find these noodle pieces like in brown, sand yellow. Those would be good for tree parts. So I just need to find a few of those. Now you can see the difference there. I'm going to go OCD. But I mean, I've been cleansed, vacation time. Now I got to get back into the groove of doing boring things. And boring is my middle name, you know. I got to do the boring stuff, but hey, it's work. It's all that matters. But I'm glad you guys and gals like this style of video at least, and like the commentary. And you know, my goal is to make these as rough as possible. I want to just like hang out with you. Now, Brickboard read your comment about you actually like the live streams and stuff. I'm trying to think of a theme or something. Or I just may go live and play a video game. I don't know. It's not going to necessarily be a Lego video game. But just something I can just sit here and just answer questions. Because I can't just sit and just do video, because I would get bored too easily. So I'm trying to think of a way to do it where it's not so annoying. So I'm trying to think of something to stream. As far as for building stuff, the problem is I get too distracted, so it's going to be very hard for me to do. So if anybody's got any suggestions, let me know. Because I don't want to just sit in front of a webcam for 2 hours. I think I'm going to keep it no more than an hour, hour and 10 minutes. On this channel here, I think it would be better. Because then I'm more focused on just sitting back. And in addition, I'm not going to do guest video. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to just focus on me. No, I want to focus on just answering your questions and talk to everybody. Because if I do a guest video, I'll end up tending to ignore. I've been in rooms where they kind of ignore the other viewers. And I want to focus on you. That's you, the viewer. You know, that thing. So that's kind of what I've been wanting to do. I just got to find a purpose for it. All right, let's see here. And then this goes here. Remember last time we had a key here. So there's the key. Goes right there. At least it's color-coded. At least Lego snuck in some bright colors in these. I can't say that the set is boring because they did sneak some colors into this. So it's not like, oh, you know. But now after building one of these earlier in the day, I already got a hang of it. So not too bad. But now we got to focus on that right there. Okay, now we got to focus on the water cannon. Or I think that's what it is. Can't remember. But yeah, you know, about the live streams and stuff, it's easier to put these on one at a time. So if anybody's got any suggestions, you know, I know some people want to know what I look like, and I know I'm going to get the poking and the teasing about my vision. But I've already got a contingency plan to deal with that. You know what I would do? Just block them. You know, I mean, I know there's going to be somebody that's going to be curious about it. But I don't want to make the whole, like, stream just about me, though. I want to talk a little bit about everything, you know. Just a little bit about everything and just kind of make it a hangout room. Okay, don't forget that piece. Put the vape piece in there. Alright, yeah, and this goes in here, and that goes right inside that area, that ball joint. So you just got to push it in really good and just hope nothing crumbles apart. I mean, it's kind of cool how they use the barrel piece, and that's what we have remaining there for bag 48. And now we're going to have to marry these things together here. And the thing about doing this style of video, and what I'm trying to do is just kind of give, and you know, I understand why people want me to do this, because these sets do get complicated, so I try my best, but I can't make any guarantees. So you see these right here, that plugs into there. What I'm going to do is just grab a hold of, like, right here, this right here, and I'm going to put my hand right in the middle here like this. I'm really going to grab on it because I'm going to have to push that in there. So just got to line those up. So we got to stick those in there and just rock it in place. Okay. And that's it. Now this piece didn't go in all the way, so I just readjust things as needed. And yeah, well, I thought these would rotate. Well, this one's kind of facing this way. Well, let's pop this one out and then rotate it like that. Whoops, I messed up there. That almost came apart. My bad. Whoopsie. Well, what do we do about that, though? Why is this one here in all the way and this one's kind of being a turd? Like, what am I doing here? These are both like this, so something's going on here. Well, let's take a look here. Well, I don't want to break it. Well, you know, this one's in all the way, but okay, something went wrong now. I'm checking my work. Why is it doing that for? Well, this one here is not in all the way here. Huh. Did I just not... Or did I just shove something in too far? Let's take a look at this here. Yeah, they show it kind of sunk in. So something went wrong here. Let's pop this off and see. Okay, we're going to go back through it again here and take a look. So this thing is facing the same way. It's up against the tile. Then we put this in here like that. It should just fit right in there. But that's as far as it goes in. So something went wrong here. Let me rerun through it again. So we got a plate here. And then we have a plate in the tile. This. Yeah, why is it doing that for? And then when I look at this. Okay, Mr. Ring Light, let me take a look here. This one here is not quite set in, but this one's set all the way in. You know what? I think I know what happened. I think I might have shoved something in too far. Because now that's how it's supposed to work. So you may have to finagle these out a bit and just pull them out. Sometimes things just don't work right. So we just have to simulate it. But I think that's it there for bag 48. But, yeah, that's what it looks like so far. It looks really good. It looks really good, but uh-oh. We got a hole there. Alright, and then we're finally going to move on to bag 49, which is going to wrap up Blastoids. And I want to thank everyone on my main channel and Patreon for being contributors. It's always a big help. Come on, open up. Ooh, we're going to be here for a while. So, yeah. And I want to thank everyone for checking out my building guides, at least the ones I had posted up on my Rebrickable page. I'm going to get to them eventually, I swear. It's just these big 3, 4, 5,000 piece sets are killing me right now. And after that, in addition to all that, I want to thank you all for taking the time to subscribe to this channel and trying to help me grow it as well. So we're all growing this channel together. And I don't expect this one to ever get majorly popular. But you know what, though? Hey, why not? You know, if it doesn't get popular, doesn't get millions of subs or whatever, who cares? You know, I mean, it's all about having fun here. And if somebody doesn't, you know, somebody doesn't want to sub, it's, you know, they're missing out. So yeah, we're gonna have to put together that thing. I wish they wouldn't have those silhouetted out. But yeah, well, let's just get right on into it because we're gonna be here for a while, probably 20-25 minutes, and I'm gonna put it on the stand, see how easy it is, all that stuff. So yeah, let's get going here. Let's start putting things together. So, I need to place an order for parts. I haven't even done that yet. That just shows you how far behind. Like, I got a bunch of stuff to build. There's just not enough free time to do it. It's just kind of, it's sad that, you know, when I signed up for all this, you know, but Lego now is like, don't stress yourself out, just take your time. They don't, I guess they just don't care, or they want a good quality video out of us and stuff. So to me, that's fine. If you want me to take my time, Lego, I'll take my time. You know, I'm going to get it done because I still have to file the paperwork in a meaningful amount of time. And like, let's say I can request for set reviews. They won't send them to me until I get all my reports done. You know, that old saying, you got to get your chores done before you do the fun stuff. Well, I'm going to have to do that. But, oops, there's really no sets that I'm really after right now. Well, there's a few of them I'd like to just build for you. One of the sets I'd like to get, they don't make it anymore, was BTS. Remember that one? What was that? That K-pop group, BTS. I saw it on sale and I thought, man, I can just think of the commentary. And you know what? I had it in my shopping cart. and I just kind of forgot all about it because I had so many set reviews. And right when I was ready to buy it, it was out of stock, retired. I think it was like 40 or 50% off. I kicked myself in the rear. I mean, it wasn't something I was just dying to have, but just for commentary, it would have been a fun one to have, and I don't know what that is, but we know we're doing the head at least. So I try to find sets that I know are going to be fun. It's like Friends. They're always fun to do. City sets, I mean, City's okay, but Friends, I can always come up with the commentary. So I always try to do Friends. I don't care what guys say. I don't care if I get made fun of. That's their opinions, not mine. But I like to just build stuff that we can have a little fun with. You know, like this, for example. I mean, if you're a millennial or younger, you know about Pokemon. Us Gen X guys, we just kind of got at the tail end, or the beginning of it, in the tail end of our teenage years. Like Pokemon did not come out until I was out of high school. You know, somebody's probably watching it going, "Man, you're ancient." Well, I'm starting to get ancient, but I don't feel ancient. But you know, it's always fun though. All right, but I got a couple of things that I want to kind of get into and build for you. You know, just to kind of tinker with the parts and see what we can come up with. See what kind of trouble we can get into building things. But LEGO had recognized that a lot of people, including myself, this is not just a review. It's playing. We're playing with this. We're actually... This is a build experiment, or experience. It's an environment. Hold up. Sorry, I had to clear out my throat. But you've heard me say it, this is an environment. That's exactly what this is. It's like going to a park, or a fun park. It's an environment. It's a different change of scenery. You know, a lot of people just want to film a review and go, okay, I'm going to review this set for you. Well, here we don't want to review it. I want to show you. I don't want to just tell you about my build experience. I want to show you my build experience. I don't like to edit videos, so I try to keep everything unedited. It's expanded out, rotate this around, you know, that kind of thing. These are really nice to have for making... When I used to do shower heads, I'd put the holder on there and stick a parabola dish. With the newer pieces, I don't need that anymore, but I always hang on to those. You never know. But I want to do things a little differently than most other YouTubers. Oh, I wish that wasn't printed. You know, that would make a good part for a car. Hopefully we'll get some of those that are not printed. Yeah, well, good luck with that one. I need to find one of these that has the studs like this without these other ones on the side here. One side's plain. I'm like, LEGO, you're getting parts that I kind of need, but not quite there yet. Or they get parts that I need, it's just not the right color. But see, like this, I can talk about things. I can talk about pieces that I wish we had. You know? What I've seen on YouTube, a lot of the YouTubers don't really talk about this stuff. They don't get into things. They don't just say, hey, you know, these parts could be used for X, Y, and Z. Some of them don't even get into personal topics like, hey, you know, I went on vacation. Here's what we did. Whoops, there's supposed to be a tile that goes on the top of that. My bad. Whoopsie. Well, I guess I have to pop that out. But I mean, there's a lot of out there who just don't do that. I know a few of you have said, Jay, I'm thinking about getting into this and doing storytellings. I mean, you should, you know. I mean, everybody should just sit back and just be themselves. YouTube should be a safe place from bullies and stuff, too. You know, we should just be able to sit back and just vent. You know, here's the deal. If I don't like what somebody has to say on their video, I just click off. You know, just like I'm sure some people have done that in here. But, you know, we build the sets that are just hard here. But, you know, I enjoy sharing my ideas with everybody in the LEGO community, or whoever's willing to tune in and watch, or stream and watch. We don't tune in anymore. Matter of fact, I did watch an anime on an old-fashioned black and white TV from the 40s. It's a different experience when you're watching it on a round screen, 1-to-1 aspect ratio. Zoomed in. I was watching it on one of my Zenith portal sets. And porthole is exactly what it is. It's a porthole. Watching an anime on that is a whole experience. Black and white, no 4K, streamed off the media server. So how do I do that? It's very well, not complicated, just takes time to do it. I have a little in-house transmitter that I have hooked up to the computer, and I can just stream it over. All right. Oh, I forgot to put the bones inside there. There's actually bones that go in there, and they're facing... Okay. Watch your bones. I think the bones are supposed to face inward like this here. Let me look at it first so I can make sure. And you got to put them in backwards. You got to shove those babies in there like that. So if I make a mistake, yeah, we're really going to notice. But I mean, it's just, I always like to experience things a little differently. It's like watching Betty Boo or Popeye the Sailor Man or some old Warner Brother cartoons in black and white. That's always fun, but to watch a anime from 2026 on a TV that's well over 70 years old, 80 years old, it's a whole different build or a different experience. I'm not sure which way those teeth face, but it doesn't show. Let's make sure here. Yeah, they don't even show the teeth in the book. Well, they show the teeth sticking out. Okay. Let me see here, because if they went down... I don't know. Well, we'll find out eventually. I mean, that makes sense. Just call it crooked teeth. I don't know. We have no clue. Alright, now we're moving on to more building. Of course, it's a Lego set we gotta build. But yeah, I mean, it's just a whole experience watching modern stuff on a TV that's older than my parents. My dad saw me get one of these old TVs working, because I even told him, like, would you rather watch your black and whites on this? It's more suiting. No, I want to watch it on the big screen. Why? Back in the old days, a 7-inch Motorola was a big screen. Here, watch it on the Zenith. It's fine. You can watch it on there. I want my big screen. Then when we do it, I'd walk by and say, oh, looks, the TV's broken. It's not in color. But if you ever get into it, you want to watch your black and whites, you know. And when I'm taking it here, this is going to be mirrored. So I may be inclined to do both sides at once here. So I think that's what we're going to do here. I don't want to drag this video out any more than I have to, and I'm starting to get a little tired. So, yeah. So what I'm going to do here is do this, and it's mirror. Yeah, my table's got a bunch of pits. I've been doing a lot of filming and stuff on here, and let's just do it like this here. But I mean, just putting stuff together's fun, you know. You know, putting things together, sharing ideas. I kind of wish we all can just hang out and do this stuff, but well, that's just not going to happen, huh? I do get questions from time to time. Jay, I'd like to meet you. Can we hang out? And you know, you find out it's a kid, and you're like, I'm sorry, but no. I've even been contacted by parents, and I'm like, I would, but, well, I don't feel comfortable doing that. So that one goes there, and that means this mirror goes on the other side. It just saves a lot of time there. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at the book. Okay, now I see what we're doing here. Okay, you know what we're going to do before I do something stupid? How do you turn something like that? Do I just pull it out? Let's fix that real quick. You know, I'm going to go OCD on that there. I'm playing dentist with the Blastoise today. But yeah, I mean, it's just... when I got into YouTube, it was just merely by accident. I was never going to make anything really out of this. It was just... well, an ex-friend of mine, not a friend anymore, suggested I post some stuff on there. That's how it's supposed to look. And I was like, yeah, who's going to watch this stuff? You know, but amazingly everybody wants to see what I'm doing. So, okay, we'll make a video of it. So that's where the origins of that came from. Yep. Ooh, I want to make sure I drop any parts. I don't have to go bend down and pick them up because I'm lazy. Yeah, I got to be careful with that anime stuff because I don't want to be an anime guy and just watch tons and tons and tons of it. Boy, those writers make that stuff so addicting too. I got to be very careful because I don't want to get too hooked. I'd already get teased about it. Oh, you're Anime J now because you watch a lot of it. It's not my fault they make the stories addicting. I mean, it's how they hook you in, right? It's how they hook you in. And one of the things I was watching didn't even have a manga for it. I thought, well, I won't be able to... Oh, this thing's crooked. Be careful. These might go out of alignment here. I thought, well, I won't be able to watch or read about it. So I think this is its upper jaw that we're working on here. You can kind of see his face coming out now. And after we get done with that, now we're going to be doing, we're still on this side here. You can tell I'm getting a little tired. I could be watching anime right now and forget about my reviews, so I'm not totally addicted yet. At least it's just something to do. It's something new to me, so probably the newness will wear off and I'll probably never watch any more again. But I've known some friends that literally just watch it every day, like literally hours. And I don't think I can get into hours and hours of watching. I still call them cartoons. But it's not like, I mean, I don't know, in our Discord server, there's not a lot of people who watch it, so I don't know. May have to sample manga next and see how that goes. Just kind of see. I've never read a Japanese comic book before. I heard you have to read them a certain way, like you have to read them from back to front. They're a little different than what we've been taught out here. May have to get the full flavor and get it in Japanese just to brush up on my reading. It's obviously not going to help me speak it, but at least I'll be able to understand what it is. Get the full flavor. Okay, so one of these is mirrored. You only have to make one, but I'm doing two of them now. So this one here has got the tile going that way. And this one here's got the tile going this way. Now you don't have to do this. You follow the booklet any way that feels comfortable to you. Alright, and then now these go here. Let me make sure here. Don't worry, I'm going to show what I'm doing. Okay, I see. It goes like that. Maybe those are the eyes or something. Do I dare cheat and just peek in the front? Alright, we don't know yet. Could be ears. We have no clue. We're still working. We haven't even got to the other side yet. That's why I'm glad I jumped to it. That goes there. Okay. Yeah, I gotta find a couple more 35W4 rectifier tubes for some old radios that I've got. Some people want to plug them in just to have those things go poof up and smoke, because the filter caps are usually shorted or something like that, or the across the line capacitors, and it's like, oh, don't do that. Oh, these are printed. Well, if you put them like that, you'll never notice. But you know, I didn't notice that now. Okay, so that is what those are for. Okay, what I'm going to do here is stick them on straight like that, and they say they're pushed inwards. So it goes like that. Well, we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere. We are actually doing this here. We're going to get it done. I swear. This set's going to be done, I'm hoping, by the end of the month, because I really would like to focus on like, I got a train set I'd like to get into, and I can't get that on there. You know what happens when you can't get it on there, folks? Wiggle it in. Just wiggle it. And if it doesn't wiggle in, let's see why it's not going in. There we go. Just have to persuade it a bit. So this piece is right in there. So there, I think. I shouldn't be doing this when I'm sleepy, but oh no, I'm going to do it now. And then we got to put this in. So this is obviously going to be a part that's going to fall off. And oh, okay, I see. This looks like that peg right there goes on that hole. I mean, that's pretty good there. I mean, that's pretty much seamless. Not too bad at all for that one. Okay, so step 615 is a mirror of what we just did. So you do this on this side here. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we got the ears. Okay, great. Now we can start on that here. All right. So now we got to put its nose on. Oh no, now it's going to get nosy. Spy on me. And then we got this thing here. Starting to look good. So at least your parts are printed. You don't have to fuss with the stickers, which is fine. Fine, fine, fine. Okay, now it looks like we're focusing on the lower jaw. We don't have a lot of parts left, all right? So this right here is all we have left. And then we are going to put it together, and we are done. But there's a lot of small stuff. That means I could still mess up, and there could be a lot of things that go wrong. We do not know. But what we do know is we're going to get it done tonight if it kills me. And I have to go to bed because I got work in the morning. Not fun, but oh, someone's got to do it because bills have got to be paid. Yuck, I don't want to do that. Oh, I don't want to be I hate being an adult. I don't want to be an adult. It's so boring. Wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to match this here. Okay, it goes like that. Wait. Okay, we put it like that. The angles are here. Here, 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 here. And they show this down here. Like that. Oh, wait a minute. You know why? Silly me, because it's supposed to go like this. Okay, I'm being a bonehead today. Okay, folks, don't do this stuff when you're tired. Especially a set like this. It's like setting the difficulty up to max on this. It's like, oh, I should be able to survive. It's not a whole lot. Just pretend it's like a poly bag. We're putting together a little poly bag. Just one poly bag. So build Blastoise's head. Just have to put the tile in backwards. Whoopsie. Alright, and then we got to put the teeth. Lego, you should have done that. Because now I can see which way those are going. Now we know they face outwards. So if you get your set, make them face outwards. Because that's kind of what they want here. Yeah, we went out for lunch earlier today, though. Drove by that DMV. I was already getting the shivers. So it's like that. We got to make one more that goes the other way. I thought, oh goodness. Even the car was starting to stall out because it was not wanting to go there. Thank goodness we had to just drive by. It's like, no, Betsy, don't. We're just driving past it. We're not making a stop in there. Yeah, I'm just happy I could still drive a car. You get a disability, though, yeah, it could be a challenge, so I don't let that stop me. Unless I'm not safe, then I'll think of other means. Because driving yourself is like a freedom. You don't want somebody taking it away from you. But I follow the rules of the road and, you know, all that stuff. So if you got vision impairments, just as long as you go to your eye doctor and get your prescription adjusted, you should never have a problem with it. Because it's just how it is. Some people I know just don't like driving. They say it's just a lot. It is. But it's either that or wait for a ride or annoy a friend or two and say, take me somewhere. And I really don't want to deal with that. I got eyes of a 90-year-old, unfortunately. But that's the cards I was dealt with. I just have to deal with them. Okay, I see what we're doing now. We're getting close here, folks. This is like the bottom jaw. Okay, so we're going to cover it up with those. And how do you get those teeth pieces out? You just take a shaft or something and poke it through. Now, I'm not pressing on that because, oh, maybe you can. Yeah, the teeth are not touching the table. All right. And now, okay. This needs to get acquainted with this guy. Make sure that I did it right before I start doing something silly. All right, so I don't expect this thing to close. So it's supposed to go like that. So I'm just going to kind of guide it in there and just like that. This doesn't close all the way, so don't try to force it. Enough to stick your hand in there so you can bite your hand off. I survived through Blastoise's head. Boy, that's pretty cool because I didn't mess up on that. This bag's almost taken 30 minutes because it's just fixing my boo-boos. And then now we're going to have to tack on parts, like literally. So, okay, so it kind of wraps around it, okay. I mean, it's kind of cool. We survived that. And then now we're going to have to put the joint to attach his head on. And then I got to go get the stand and bring that over here. And stick that in that little hole right there. And that's it. And this is what we have remaining here for bag 49. Isn't that cool? Now I got to put that on this big thing here. That's where it's going to get kind of dicey. Okay. Let's see here. How much time do I have on the card? Oh, I still got an hour or so left. Okay. There, I'm done. Well, it doesn't stay on, right? I got to put it in that hole. That's what's going to scare me. So this needs to go in. I think it had. Let me turn it sideways for you here. Just be careful where you grab, because this stuff just feels like it's just. That fell off. Worry about that later. 6.5 it is. Things are flaking off already. So what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to bring this in. Let me see if you can see it here. There's the ball joint. I'm just going to kind of just set it in loose. Now I don't trust, let me zoom this out here. I don't trust these legs, so I'm going to put my hand in his, right between his legs there. I'm going to use this as a support, and I'm going to try to push this down, and please don't crumble. Nope, it's not going in. Let's try it again. Nope. This is the risky part. Alright, let's try it like that. I know you can't see, but I can't. I got to get around it here. And the tripod wants to fall now, because I just hit a leg here and it opened up. Yeah, you may have to stand up to do this here. I just need to get this into there without it falling apart. So I'm going to grab its rear end and I'm just going to shove it down in there. It won't go in. Alright, well, we'll do it another way. I'm going to take this out. I'm going to shove that in first. That should make it a lot easier, because I don't want to mess with that. Now I'm just going to take this cross axle and just kind of guide that in there. That may not work this way, but I'll tell you, that was a lot better than trying to mess with that and not have it come off. Boy, that doesn't feel kind of thing. And yeah, so we had problems with that before. It's gotten so big, it just wants to fall apart. And there he is, in all his glory. Now, I know some of you said, Jay, just build these and forget about the stands. This is a review offer. I have to do the whole thing in its entirety. I don't think LEGO would like me too much if I did that. And now we got to put it on the stand. Now, one thing I've learned, though, is, and that's what it's supposed to look like after it's done, is when I'm done with this, I don't pick the stand up. You got to take it all apart. So I'm just, with magic of YouTube, already got the thing already prepared for us. It's like those baking shows where they already had the thing hidden under the oven. Like, oh wow, it's supposed to take 30 minutes. Why did it only take her 5 minutes? Now I got to place this onto that. So these two holes here. That means that I'm going to have to braille this here. And sorry, I don't have. Even I can't see it. I got one leg in. Let's see if I can swing the other one into place. Well, it's between his toes. Alright, I got that in there. Alrighty. And there we go. Now I have a spot for this, so when I start the third and final piece, I'm not picking it up from the base. You take him off and you move him somewhere else. If you're building this somewhere, find a place. And yeah, that's it. It was more of a hold your breath build. But I think the thing is that these are just big and things can fall off. These are not meant to be played with. This is more just eye candy. Okay, summation of thoughts for Blastoise, and right now it's not a bad build. I mean, it's still keeping my interest. It's just build quality. It's so big. Remember in the last couple installments, these would fall off, and we had that back piece come off. The head's impossible, so I showed you an alternative way. The spacing on these seemed kind of off. So you have to readjust things. But all around, though, it's not bad once it's put together. So this is essentially what he is. And yes, when I do the review, this will sit on a turntable. I kid you not. I am not even going to attempt that. But what I will do is I'm getting rid of the stands. Because I think this, as tall as it is, I'd say that's standing about 12, 14 inches or so. And I don't want to have to mess with something big and towering. So I think just sitting him on a shelf would be fine. And two, I got some plastic containers that might work to keep the dust off of them. But yeah, I didn't mean to keep you guys in a little late here on this one, but this is what it is. So if you're getting this set and you're thinking, I don't know if I can tackle the build, there's 65 bags. Just do one bag a day. It'll take you 2 months to put it together, but you know what? It's manageable. It's just the price tag on it, I still think is just kind of expensive. But when I get to the tour, there's going to be dust on the other builds. So by the time I get done with Charizard, there's already going to be dust on this guy. So I'm trying to keep the dust down to a minimum in here for that. But anyways, we survived. He looks cool. It's just big. But the outcome, though, looks really good. I think this is going to be a nice collector's item. But for your average Lego builder, like if you're into building cityscapes, no, I would not. Unless you get it like 50% off, which I doubt the set will ever get that low. But honestly, though, this is going to be one of those items that if you're heavy into Pokemon, yeah, I would recommend it. If you're looking for a really good, tough, lengthy building experience. You got 3 or 6 people. Yeah, so far right now this stand is separate from this. So I'd say 4 people can comfortably build this. I'm assuming 6 people can easily put this one together. Well, not easily, but could put it together. But you're going to have to set some days for you and your friends to come over and put this together. Could it be built in one day? If you had 6 friends, it could be done in one day, but I would not really try to push it, especially by yourself. You're going to have a lot of coffee. But tell me what you think of Blastoids, and stay tuned because we are going to be tackling Charizard next.